The concept of mastery often brings to mind images of relentless effort, grueling discipline, and the constant pursuit of perfection. Yet, there is another way, a path that combines dedication with joy, focus with freedom, and effort with ease. This is playful mastery, an approach that transforms the journey of learning and growth into an experience of delight and exploration. It is about achieving excellence not through rigidity, but through curiosity and creativity. At the heart of playful mastery is the recognition that work and play are not opposites, they are complementary forces. Play is not the absence of seriousness, but a different way of engaging with the world, one that embraces experimentation, openness, and spontaneity. When we approach mastery with a playful spirit, we free ourselves from the paralyzing fear of failure and open the door to endless possibilities. The journey toward mastery can be daunting when viewed through the lens of perfectionism. The fear of making mistakes often holds us back, convincing us to stick to what is safe and familiar. But playfulness invites us to take risks, to try new things without being overly concerned about the outcome. Think of a child learning to draw. They don't hesitate to put pencil to paper, nor do they judge their work harshly. They draw for the sheer joy of it, discovering new skills and techniques along the way. In the same way, playful mastery encourages us to see mistakes not as failures, but as valuable feedback. Every misstep is an opportunity to learn, to refine our approach, and to grow. This mindset fosters resilience and perseverance, transforming obstacles into stepping stones. By allowing ourselves to play with the process, we develop a deeper understanding of our craft and a stronger connection to our purpose. Another key aspect of playful mastery is curiosity. When we are curious, we engage with the world as though it is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Curiosity drives us to ask questions, explore possibilities, and challenge assumptions. It keeps the journey toward mastery fresh and exciting, even when the road is long and demanding. Instead of viewing practice as a chore, we approach it as an adventure, eager to discover what lies around the next corner. Playfulness also brings creativity to the forefront. Mastery is not just about repetition and refinement, it is about innovation and imagination. By approaching our work with a playful mindset, we give ourselves permission to think outside the box, to experiment with unconventional ideas, and to find new ways of solving problems. This creativity not only enhances our skills, but also adds a sense of joy and fulfillment to the process. Importantly, playful mastery does not mean a lack of commitment or discipline. It is not about being careless or treating important endeavors lightly. Instead, it is about balancing focus with freedom. It is about giving your best effort while remaining open to surprises and detours. This balance allows us to sustain our energy and motivation over the long term, avoiding the burnout that often accompanies an overly rigid approach. When we adopt a playful mindset, we also become more present. Play draws us into the moment, allowing us to immerse ourselves fully in what we are doing. This presence enhances our performance and deepens our appreciation for the process. Whether we are practicing a musical instrument, writing a story, or developing a new skill, being present allows us to engage with our work on a deeper level. Moreover, playful mastery extends beyond individual pursuits. It can enrich our relationships, our work environments, and our communities. When we bring a sense of playfulness to our interactions with others, we foster collaboration, trust, and mutual respect. We create spaces where people feel safe to take risks, share ideas, and grow together. This not only enhances individual mastery, but also builds a culture of innovation and connection. The rewards of playful mastery are profound. By blending focus with fun, we not only achieve our goals, but also enjoy the journey. We cultivate a sense of wonder and enthusiasm that sustains us through challenges and setbacks. And perhaps most importantly, we rediscover the joy of learning and growing, a joy that is often lost in the pursuit of traditional notions of success. Ultimately, playful mastery reminds us that life itself is a process of exploration and discovery. Whether we are mastering a skill, building a career, or simply navigating the complexities of existence, we are all learners at heart. By embracing playfulness, we honor our innate curiosity and creativity, transforming every moment into an opportunity for growth. So as you pursue your goals and aspirations, remember to play. Approach your journey with an open heart, a curious mind, and a willingness to explore. Mastery is not a destination but a dance, a rhythm that combines effort with ease, striving with savoring. Through playful mastery, you not only achieve excellence, but also experience the beauty and joy of the journey itself. Life is a journey of transformation, a continuous unfolding where our perspectives shift and evolve. The way we see the world today is shaped by our experiences, values, and beliefs, yet it is not fixed. As we grow, so does our understanding of ourselves, others, and the vast complexities of life. Embracing evolving perspectives is not only a sign of personal growth, but also a key to navigating the challenges and opportunities that life presents. At the core of evolving perspectives is the recognition that change is inevitable. Life is dynamic, and so are we. What once seemed absolute may later appear nuanced or even entirely different. This is not a sign of inconsistency, but of progress. To hold on to rigid viewpoints in a world that is constantly shifting is to resist the very nature of existence. By accepting change as a natural part of life, we open ourselves to learning, adapting, and becoming more than we were before. One of the most profound ways our perspectives evolve is through experiences. Every moment we live, every decision we make, and every relationship we nurture shapes how we see the world. A challenge we once feared may, in hindsight, reveal itself as an opportunity for growth. A failure may teach us resilience and humility. Even moments of joy and triumph refine our understanding of what truly matters. Each experience is a thread in the tapestry of our lives, adding depth and richness to the patterns we weave. Another key driver of evolving perspectives is exposure to diversity. When we step outside our comfort zones and engage with people, ideas, and cultures different from our own, our horizons expand. We begin to see the world not just through our own lens, but through the eyes of others. This fosters empathy, broadens our understanding, and challenges assumptions we may have held unconsciously. The more we learn about the diverse ways people live, think, and feel, the more we realize how interconnected and interdependent we all are. Curiosity is an essential element in this process. A curious mind seeks to explore, question, and understand. It does not settle for easy answers or familiar narratives, but delves deeper into the complexities of life. Curiosity invites us to approach the unknown with wonder rather than fear, to see uncertainty not as a threat, but as an invitation to grow. It encourages us to ask not just what and how, but also why, uncovering layers of meaning and possibility we might otherwise miss. Evolving perspectives also require us to let go of certainty. While it can be comforting to believe we have all the answers, such certainty can become a barrier to growth. Life rarely fits neatly into black and white categories. It exists in shades of gray, in the space between opposites. By embracing ambiguity and acknowledging that we don't have all the answers, we create room for new insights and ideas to emerge. This process is not always easy. Change can be unsettling, and questioning long-held beliefs can feel like losing a part of ourselves. Yet, it is through this discomfort that we grow. When we allow ourselves to explore new perspectives, we discover strengths we didn't know we had, passions we hadn't yet realized, and truths that resonate deeply with who we are becoming. Evolving perspectives also teach us the value of humility. As we grow, we come to understand that our view of the world is just one among many. This realization doesn't diminish our perspective, but enriches it, reminding us that everyone's journey is unique. Humility allows us to listen more deeply, learn from others, and engage in meaningful dialogue. It transforms conversations from debates into exchanges, where the goal is not to win, but to understand. Equally important is the ability to reflect. In the fast pace of modern life, it can be easy to move from one moment to the next without pausing to consider what we've learned. Reflection is the bridge between experience and growth. It allows us to process what we've been through, recognize how our perspectives have changed, and consider how we want to move forward. Whether through journaling, meditation, or quiet moments of introspection, reflection deepens our awareness and helps us integrate new insights into our lives. Ultimately, evolving perspectives remind us that we are not static beings but works in progress. Each stage of life brings new lessons, challenges, and opportunities to see the world in fresh ways. What matters is not how much we know, but how open we are to learning. Not how firmly we hold our beliefs, but how willing we are to revise them in light of new understanding. By embracing evolving perspectives, we honor the fluid nature of life and our place within it. We become more adaptable, compassionate, and resilient. We learn to navigate uncertainty with grace, to find meaning in the midst of change, and to grow into the fullest expression of ourselves. Life is not a fixed script, but an ever-changing story, and by evolving our perspectives, we ensure that our story is one of continuous discovery and transformation. Life is not a rigid script to follow, but an intricate game filled with surprises, challenges, and opportunities. Too often, we fall into the trap of treating life as a serious endeavor, believing it must be meticulously planned and executed to achieve some elusive sense of fulfillment. But what if we chose to see life differently, not as a battle to win or a race to finish, but as a game meant to be played? When we play a game, we approach it with curiosity, excitement, and a willingness to explore. We understand that the purpose is not just to reach the end, but to engage fully in the process. Life offers us the same opportunity. Every moment, every decision, and every interaction is like a move in the game, a chance to learn, grow, and experience the richness of existence. One of the most transformative realizations is that life is not linear. It doesn't adhere to a single predetermined path. Like a game, it unfolds dynamically, shaped by the choices we make and the challenges we encounter. This is where the magic lies. Life invites us to experiment, to try new strategies, to take risks, and to pivot when things don't go as planned. In this way, setbacks are not failures, they are simply part of the play. They teach us resilience, creativity, and the ability to adapt. Yet many of us approach life with a mindset rooted in control and perfection. We set rigid goals, map out detailed plans, and hold ourselves to impossibly high standards. In doing so, we miss the essence of the game, the joy of discovery, and the freedom to be imperfect. Think of a child playing with building blocks. The child doesn't lament when the tower falls. Instead, they laugh, rebuild, and experiment with new designs. This is the spirit we need to embrace as we navigate the game of life. Central to this approach is the understanding that life is not about the final destination. There is no ultimate prize waiting for us at the end, no moment when we suddenly win and all is complete. Instead, life is about the journey, the twists and turns, the highs and lows, the laughter and tears. Each moment is a piece of the puzzle, valuable in its own right. When we focus solely on the future or dwell endlessly on the past, we lose sight of the only time that truly matters, the present. The present moment is where the game unfolds. It is where we make our choices, experience our emotions, and connect with the world around us. To play the game of life well, we must learn to be fully present. This doesn't mean ignoring the future or the past, but recognizing that they are part of the larger game. The past offers lessons and the future holds possibilities, but the present is where we play. Another key element of life's game is connection. We are not isolated players, we are part of a greater whole. Every interaction we have with others shapes the game, influencing not only our experience but also theirs. Relationships are the threads that weave the fabric of life, and nurturing these connections enriches the game for everyone involved. Whether it's a deep conversation with a loved one, a kind gesture toward a stranger, or simply a shared smile, these moments of connection remind us that life is a collaborative effort. Importantly, the game of life is not one size fits all. Each of us plays in our own unique way, guided by our individual talents, passions, and dreams. Comparing our journey to someone else's only detracts from the joy of playing. The beauty of the game lies in its diversity, the infinite ways it can be lived and expressed. Embrace your own path, celebrate your own victories, and learn from your own setbacks. Ultimately, the game of life is about embracing uncertainty. No matter how much we plan or prepare, we cannot predict every outcome or control every circumstance. This unpredictability is not a flaw, but a feature of the game. It keeps things interesting, pushes us out of our comfort zones, and reminds us to stay open to the unexpected. Instead of fearing the unknown, we can choose to see it as an invitation to grow and explore. So how will you play? Will you approach life with a sense of wonder and possibility, or will you let fear and rigidity hold you back? The choice is yours. The game doesn't demand perfection, it asks only for your participation. Step onto the field, make your moves, and trust in the unfolding of the journey. Life is not a burden to bear or a problem to solve. It is a magnificent game waiting to be played. Let yourself dive in fully. Play with an open heart. And relish every moment. In a world that moves faster every day, we often find ourselves caught between the pull of the past and the lure of the future. We replay memories, sometimes with longing and sometimes with regret. Simultaneously, we plan, worry, and dream about what lies ahead. Yet, in this whirlwind of thoughts and emotions, we overlook the most vital aspect of life, the present moment. The power of presence is not just an abstract ideal, it is a transformative way of being that allows us to experience life in its fullness. The present moment is all we truly have. The past is gone, unchangeable, except in the way we carry it within us. The future is uncertain, a canvas not yet painted. The now, however, is alive. It is where our senses awaken, where our actions unfold, and where our emotions flow freely. When we fully immerse ourselves in the present, life ceases to be a fleeting rush and becomes a deep, vivid experience. Being present doesn't mean ignoring the past or neglecting the future. The past offers us lessons, shaping who we are and teaching us resilience. The future gives us a sense of direction, inspiring us to grow and dream. But when we dwell too long in these places, we lose touch with what is real. The power of presence lies in integrating the past and future into the here and now, using them as tools to inform our choices rather than as anchors that weigh us down. To truly live in the present, we must learn to pay attention. This means being fully engaged with what is happening right now, whether it's a conversation, a task, or a simple moment of stillness. Imagine listening to someone speak, not with the intent to respond, but with the intent to understand. Your focus shifts from what you're going to say next to the meaning behind their words. This is presence. It fosters deeper connections, greater empathy, and a sense of mutual respect that enriches our relationships. Similarly, presence allows us to savor the beauty of everyday life. Too often we rush through our routines, barely noticing the world around us, but when we slow down, we begin to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. The way sunlight dances through leaves, the warmth of a smile, the rhythm of our breath, these are moments of magic we often overlook. Presence transforms the mundane into the meaningful, reminding us that joy isn't found in grand gestures or distant achievements, but in the simple act of being. One of the greatest obstacles to presence is our restless mind. Thoughts dart from one concern to another, pulling us away from the moment. This is natural. The mind is designed to think and analyze. But we can train ourselves to recognize when we're lost in thought and gently bring our focus back to the present. Practices like mindfulness and meditation help cultivate this awareness. They teach us to observe our thoughts without judgment, allowing them to come and go like clouds in the sky. Another challenge is our constant pursuit of productivity. In a culture that values doing over being, it's easy to feel guilty for taking a moment to simply exist. But presence is not a waste of time, it is the foundation of meaningful action. When we are present, we bring our full attention and energy to whatever we do, enhancing both the quality of our work and our sense of satisfaction. Presence also has a profound impact on our emotional well-being. When we are present, we allow ourselves to fully experience our emotions, whether they are pleasant or painful. This doesn't mean wallowing in sadness or clinging to happiness, but rather accepting our feelings as they are. In doing so, we cultivate resilience, knowing that emotions are temporary and part of the human experience. At its core, the power of presence is about connection to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us. It reminds us that life is not a series of isolated events, but a continuous flow of moments, each with its own value and purpose. When we are present, we become attuned to this flow, finding harmony even in the midst of chaos. Imagine a life where you are fully here for every moment, where you greet each day not with a sense of dread or urgency, but with curiosity and gratitude. This is the gift of presence. It doesn't require anything external, no special tools, no elaborate rituals. It asks only that you show up for your life as it unfolds, moment by moment. The power of presence is available to all of us at any time. It is not a destination, but a practice, a choice we make again and again. By embracing the present, we discover that life is not something to be escaped or rushed through, but something to be lived fully, deeply, and authentically. Life's most profound experiences often arise from two essential elements: connection and contribution. These twin forces are the threads that weave the fabric of human existence, grounding us in relationships while inspiring us to make a meaningful impact on the world. Together, they create a sense of purpose and belonging that transcends the fleeting nature of individual achievements. Connection begins with the recognition that we are not isolated beings, but deeply intertwined with one another. From the moment we are born, we rely on relationships to survive, grow, and thrive. Family, friends, communities, and even strangers we encounter in passing shape our lives in countless ways. To connect is to acknowledge this shared humanity, to see ourselves reflected in others, and to understand that our lives are enriched by the bonds we cultivate. True connection goes beyond superficial interactions. It requires vulnerability, empathy, and a willingness to be present with others. When we open our hearts and minds to truly listen, we create spaces where understanding and trust can flourish. In these moments, we transcend the barriers of ego and self-interest, stepping into a shared experience of what it means to be human. Whether it's the joy of a shared laugh, the comfort of a supportive shoulder, or the silent understanding of a mutual gaze, connection brings depth and meaning to our lives. However, connection is not limited to human relationships. We also find it in our relationship with nature, art, and even ourselves. Standing beneath a starlit sky, hearing the crash of ocean waves, or losing ourselves in the beauty of a painting reminds us of our place in the larger tapestry of existence. These connections ground us, offering moments of clarity and peace in a world that often feels chaotic. Equally important to a fulfilling life is the act of contribution. To contribute is to give something of ourselves, our time, energy, skills, or resources in a way that benefits others. It is through contribution that we move beyond the confines of our individual lives and engage with the world in meaningful ways. Contribution is not reserved for grand gestures or world-changing acts. It can be as simple as offering a kind word, sharing knowledge, or lending a helping hand. Every act of giving, no matter how small, creates a ripple effect, touching the lives of others in ways we may never fully understand. In giving, we also receive a sense of fulfillment, a deeper connection to our values, and the knowledge that we are part of something greater than ourselves. When we align our contributions with our unique talents and passions, the impact becomes even more profound. Each of us has something special to offer, and discovering how to use our gifts in service to others is one of life's greatest joys. Whether it's through our work, art, or daily interactions, contributing authentically allows us to leave a legacy that resonates far beyond our immediate circumstances. The interplay between connection and contribution is where their true power lies. Connection inspires us to contribute because we care about those we are connected to. When we feel a sense of belonging, we naturally want to support and uplift others. At the same time, contribution deepens our connections as it fosters trust, gratitude, and mutual respect. Together, they create a cycle of positive reinforcement that enriches not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. This dynamic is especially evident in communities. A strong community thrives on connection, people coming together to share their lives, support one another, and celebrate their commonalities and differences. But it also thrives on contribution, with each member playing a role in its well-being. When we actively contribute to our communities, we strengthen the bonds that hold them together, creating a foundation of trust and collaboration that benefits everyone. Yet, in the rush of modern life, it is easy to lose sight of these fundamental aspects of human existence. We may prioritize individual success over collective well-being, or become so consumed by our own struggles that we forget the power of reaching out. This disconnection can leave us feeling isolated, unfulfilled, and adrift. To reclaim connection and contribution, we must cultivate awareness and intention. This begins with small steps, being present in our relationships, expressing gratitude, and seeking opportunities to give back. It also involves reflecting on what truly matters to us and finding ways to align our actions with our values. Connection and contribution remind us that we are part of something larger than ourselves. They ground us in the present while encouraging us to look beyond our immediate concerns. They challenge us to grow, to give, and to engage with the world in meaningful ways. When we embrace connection and contribution, life takes on a richer, more vibrant quality. We discover that true fulfillment doesn't come from what we achieve or accumulate, but from the relationships we nurture and the impact we create. Together, they form the foundation of a life well lived, a life of purpose, joy, and enduring significance. Life is a river, always flowing, ever-changing, yet constant in its movement. The concept of the eternal flow captures this truth, reminding us that existence is not a series of static moments, but a continuous dynamic process. To understand and embrace this flow is to align ourselves with the rhythm of life itself, finding harmony, purpose, and peace in its ceaseless motion. From the smallest streams to the mightiest rivers, the flow of water reflects the essence of life. It does not resist obstacles, but moves around them, carving new paths and adapting to the landscape. In the same way, life's flow carries us through highs and lows, challenges and triumphs. Resistance to this natural current often leads to frustration and stagnation, but surrendering to it opens the door to growth and transformation. The eternal flow is not about passivity or blind acceptance. It is about engaging with life as it is, recognizing its impermanence and finding balance within its cycles. Change is the only constant, and to resist it is to struggle against the very nature of existence. Seasons change, relationships evolve, and even we, in our thoughts, emotions, and identities, are never the same from one moment to the next. Embracing this reality allows us to live more fully, appreciating the present for what it is, rather than clinging to what was or yearning for what might be. This flow encompasses not only the external world, but also the inner realms of our mind and spirit. Thoughts and emotions arise and fade like waves, sometimes gentle and soothing, sometimes tumultuous and overwhelming. When we try to hold on to a feeling or suppress it, we disrupt the natural rhythm of our inner flow. Instead, by observing these waves with openness and curiosity, we create space for them to move through us, leaving behind clarity and understanding. The eternal flow also teaches us the art of letting go. Just as a river releases its waters to the ocean, we too must learn to release what no longer serves us. Whether it is a painful memory, a limiting belief, or a toxic relationship, letting go frees us to move forward. It does not mean forgetting or dismissing the past, but acknowledging its role in shaping us while allowing ourselves to evolve. Letting go is an act of courage and trust in the flow of life to carry us toward what we need. At its heart, the eternal flow is about interconnectedness. Like rivers merging into larger bodies of water, our lives are intertwined with those of others and with the world around us. Every action we take, every word we speak, sends ripples into the greater flow, affecting the lives of others in ways we may never see. This interconnectedness reminds us of our shared humanity and the impact we have on the collective current of life. Flow is also a state of being, a way of engaging with the world where effort becomes ease and time seems to dissolve. We often experience this state when we are fully immersed in something we love, whether it is creating art, playing music, solving a problem, or simply being in nature. In these moments, we align with the eternal flow, losing ourselves in the present and experiencing a sense of unity with the world. Yet, modern life often pulls us away from this flow. The demands of schedules, the distractions of technology, and the pressures of expectations can leave us feeling fragmented and out of sync. To return to the flow requires intentionality. It calls for moments of stillness, where we can reconnect with ourselves in the rhythm of life. Meditation, mindfulness, and practices that ground us in the present are ways to tune back into the flow, finding clarity and calm amidst the noise. The eternal flow is not without its challenges. Like any river, it encounters turbulence, rapids, and storms. In these moments, it is natural to feel fear or uncertainty. But the flow teaches us resilience. It reminds us that no matter how rough the waters may seem, they will eventually settle. The river does not stop, it keeps moving, carrying us forward even when the path is unclear. Ultimately, the eternal flow is an invitation to live with presence, to embrace change, and to trust in the unfolding of life. It calls us to release control, not as an act of resignation, but as a way of finding freedom. When we align with this flow, we discover a deeper sense of peace, knowing that we are part of something vast and enduring. Life is not a destination, but a journey, a dance of movement and stillness, of beginnings and endings that lead to new beginnings. To live in harmony with the eternal flow is to honor the beauty of impermanence, to celebrate the interconnectedness of all things, and to find meaning not in the outcome, but in the experience of the journey itself.